Questions for Coach in person?
Obviously, when you look at the box score, the 4 for 42 stands out from 3. It seems like a lot of those shots were catch and shoot, open shots. Do you look at that and say you want to keep taking those shots, or do you want to at some point try to change things up if you're not having them fall?
Well, obviously, a lot of high quality looks, good looks. You can ask for more wide open looks, but you know, you are also playing against a zone, and you know they're obviously limiting penetration at the rim. Besides being down some guys who are our main, you know, penetrators that get downhill with Dennis and Jason and some of those guys. So you like the unselfishness, penetration to kick to the wide open shots, and of course that's the number that you're going to look at initially. But so many other things, obviously, that contribute to the loss more than the shots. Yeah, we'd like a few to go down, but you hold the team to 91. You know, some of the sloppiness in transition when you do have a chance to get some easy baskets, those stand out. Didn't get to the free throw line a ton, and then the simple play like the offensive rebound toward the end of the 2-point game, as poorly as we shot, you still have a chance, and you give up 3 offensive rebounds, they hit a 3. So several things to look at besides the shooting. Nobody tries to miss shots on purpose. We're being unselfish and giving, you know, passing the ball to get wide open shots against the zone, and that's what they're trying to do, protect the paint and make us take those threes.
Were you disappointed to get off to a slow start after the way the game went the other day?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit there. You know, I think, you know, 26-21 first quarter, not a great first quarter for us, but we defended well the whole game. As I mentioned, getting 91 points, so we were solid as far as that. You know, it feels like we're adding guys back in different lineups, and so that's definitely a part of it. But the energy overall wasn't the best to start, but I felt we got back in the game and had our spurts there. It's just a little bit of a slow start, and then lack of shooting really hurt us there.
Thank you.
The Celtics' trouble with the zone with these guys predates you. What can you do to kind of break through that? I know that we talk about guys being in and out, but what can you do to get them to see a zone and attack it better?
Yeah, it's a little hesitancy at times. I think we turned it over a few times early, passing up shots. You know, the zone is doing what it is supposed to. They're trying to make us shoot threes and keep us from the paint. Now, obviously, personnel dictates some of what we can do as far as that. You try to find guys in the middle, which we did quite a bit, and collapse the zone, and then they'll go to man-to-man, so that happened a little bit, but also getting the ball in the middle, and they're taking that away, and then you find the shooters wide open. So it's hard to say what we could do better because we got wide open looks out of it, but it's also what the defense is trying to stress, you know, or have us do, take away, obviously, paint touches. And so, you know, you can't let it become a mental thing and get hesitant, stay confident, and the number of open looks we got was phenomenal overall. Just got to knock those down. But the one area you can always get better at is defensively, stop getting stops so you're not playing against the zone. If they're not taking out of the basket, we can get out and run some. And like I said, I think we were a little sloppy in transition when we had those opportunities.
And remember what the number is, but a ton of offensive rebounds for them, over like 21 or so. A lot of second chance points. You were outscored by 20 in second chance points. That seems to be a recurring thing as well. I mean, what do you do about that, the effort to kind of box out and finish off defensive possessions?
You got that backwards. We were the ones that out-rebounded them. Yeah. Hurt them as far as that. We had 21, they had 9. We had 28 second chance points, they had 8. So,
I'm sorry, I was looking for that.
You know, and that's to compound it even more. You know, we got 20 more shots than them because of those reasons. So, you know, against the zone, it's tough for them to rebound. We felt we pounded the glass pretty hard, as the numbers show, and you kick out to wide open threes, it gets a little frustrating at times, but it's also understandable. Certain guys have certain things in their game. Jalen's a downhill guy that can get there. Other guys aren't the same as some of our guys that are missing. So the kick out threes are good off the offensive rebounds. We got 20 more shots and hold the team to 91. This game you should win.
And then with the 3-pointers, you've talked about good to great. You get a lot of good looks. Were those the kind of looks that you would say would be great looks, or when you get the ball back with 14 or 13 on the shot clock, is there an opportunity there to work it and see if you can get something better?
Yeah, I mean, when you shift the zone and like I said, getting the ball into the middle there and you kick out, you know, to a wide open three, whether it's at 14, 12, whatever, I don't think you pass that shot up. And especially against zone, you probably won't get a better shot in that possession. So the open ones are the open ones. You know, we'd like to go a little more big to big, high-low action there to get something near the basket or guys finishing around. But when they collapse it, we kicked out and got open looks, and that's all you can really ask for against that zone. And on another night, we shoot it better. It's obviously we're in the hundreds, and it's a different story.
How do you keep coming back from this? I mean, the Milwaukee game, you play well. They outscore you 19-4. The Minnesota game was, you were upset. This game, you seem to do everything right, but you just can't hit a shot. I mean, is it psychological? You said you wanted to prevent this from being, lingering, but how do you kind of keep the guys engaged when it seems like you guys are finding ways to lose?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you look at what we've gone through this year, and not to be excused, we're getting guys back every game. And so I mentioned it before. It's not a lot of carryover positively or negatively from game to game. Like I said, we can look a certain way tonight and come out and play great the next game, or vice versa. So we have to find consistency regardless of who's playing. Effort-wise to start the game, execution-wise, made a few mistakes on Kennard and gave him some threes there. So, lack of awareness of who we're guarding as far as that. But, you sprinkle back in a guy or two, tomorrow or the next game, and then you're obviously looking at a different lineup, different team, and which we haven't had much of this year. So I don't think it's hard to move on to the next one as far as that, because we're in this position that we're in. Other teams are as well, but we've been hit pretty hard, especially with some big guys right now, and we'll get them back eventually. Like we got Jay Rich, Grant, and Al over the last 2 games.
Did you like, you mentioned before about just taking a chance to the open looks. Did you like all the threes you got, or most of them? Were you content with those?
As long as they're not contested really early in the clock, that's what we're not looking for. Obviously, you want some more penetration than that. I think a lot of times when certain personnel is closing out on guys, especially in the zone, you can drive those guys, not the best defenders. And so not to settle on those and really attack when certain bigs are closing out the corner. I think we settled a few times, but you'll go back and look. Obviously, I'll take a look as well about the 42 the threes, how many were wide open, great shots that we'll take. And I think a high number were, and it gets frustrating at times, but you got to stay confident with your teammates, confident in the work that they put in every day. And, look at it as a marathon and how we'll get to where we want to get to at the end of the season by being confident, knocking those shots down, not passing up open ones or getting hesitant.
What did the official tell you after you were about to challenge the Horford foul on Marcus Morris?
He said he took too long. He gave me a chance to look at it. The guy stepped out of bounds, and that's what I was looking to challenge that more so than the foul. Al put his hands on him, but prior to that, and I was making sure we could challenge the stepping out of bounds there. And he said it took too long. He already threw the ball to the free throw shooter.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.